What are you doing here?
God bless. Take care.
Yeah. Yeah.
God be with you.
I brought you that girl's shawl.
Thank you. I'll hide it in the farmer's bed and then tell the draper. It'll cripple the bastard if you don't kill him outright.
Who is it you want to get revenge on? The farmer or his maid?
All of them. They're all a bunch of diabolical swine. And that draper, too.
Is there anything else you want?
One last thing. But it won't be so easy this time. I got my own back on the farmer and that wench. Now it's the draper's turn for stealing my girl. Steal the tinderbox he carries. It's his pride and joy. And he's always boasting about how fine it is. Everyone knows it's his. Once you've got it, I'll set the whole bloody farm on fire and drop his tinderbox there so everyone will blame him.
All's fair in love and war, but that's going too far.
What's your problem? Theft is theft, ain't it? But suit yourself.
What was it you want?
I want you to help me get my own back on the draper. Steal the tinderbox.
What reward will I...
I'll give you a pair of boots I just got from the cobbler.
The event?
God be with you.
Yeah!
I'm honored that you should come to me.
I've come in the name of Sir Divish. I'd like to have a look around the spot where the accident happened.
And why is Sir Divish interested in that regrettable accident?
He'd like to know what role the masonry had in it, or at least its quality.
I guess it played a crucial role, but I don't intend to stand in the way of your investigation. I've already made sure the poor man was well taken care of, and that's enough for me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Who's in charge of purchasing materials for the construction?
Mainly it's me. I pay the fees and make arrangements for delivery, but those in charge of the actual building take care of the rest. I'm not knowledgeable when it comes to the quality of stone. They had the red stone delivered from a long way off.
They take care of storage as well.
Yes, but usually whatever arrives is used up straight away. The construction is in full progress.
Do you remember when they brought the last delivery of stone?
Yes, it rained a lot that week, so they let the carriage sit right outside of the gate on the other side of the wall. It took some time before it was dry enough for further transport.
And there wasn't anything strange about it?
A little strange, I suppose. Usually they bring us a large block of stone, which the builders cut to size. But this time it was a number of smaller pieces. No one complained. They probably saw it as less work.
I heard that you were late with your payment to the Talmberg quarry.
That's true. We ourselves had late payments, and it took some time before we gathered enough money to pay. But that's happened in the past. See you later.
Mind out. Some...
Jesus Christ be praised.
Are you guarding Procopius Cave?
That's right. Otherwise people would steal absolutely everything.
I'm not sure, but I think workers at the monastery were looking at one little bone, and it looked like they were touching it for luck.
Again? That thieving rabble. I'll show them. Goodbye.
Just as I thought, there aren't any remains here. Looks ordinary. A bit too ordinary.
God's blessings. What can I do for you?
The Overseer sent me. You're to show me the place where the accident happened.
Like I've got time to spare to show you round. He should have done it himself. Why do you want to know, anyway?
Because of the Talmberg stone. If they really are delivering poor quality material, then there should be consequences.
I'd be interested in what kind. But I'm guessing the Overseer likes the idea of cheaper stone, right?
And have you noticed anything else going on?
Of course. It's a construction site. Things are always going wrong. The men are always complaining, and the work isn't being done fast enough.
So it's just like any other building work?
Essentially, yes. Occasionally someone brings in bad wood, or a man cuts off his thumb and blames it on a bad omen, and then there's all these rumors going round.
I'd be interested to know what the men talk about.
Who's been stealing, which men from the monastery go to visit women, how the work's going, normal things. It's only the talk about the curse that's not in the normal run of things. And then there's that devil's skull they dug up.
Who's stealing? Could someone be stealing the stone?
According to the rumors, everyone, from the abbot and the custodian down to the lowest laborer. It's like with whores and dice. There's no protection against slander. And something gets lost here and there, that's true. But nobody stole any stone. There wouldn't be any left if every man here started helping himself, would there?
You talked about the devil's skull?
I did. They say it was found in the hole dug for the foundation of the scaffolding. They moved it so it would do its harm elsewhere. But I wasn't there to see it, so I don't know.
And who might know more?
Shouldn't you be investigating the stone? Leszek's in charge of the scaffolding, so ask him if you really have to know. He might tell you something.
Who's stealing? Could some... Where's the scene of the accident?
It didn't happen on the main site. It was at the outbuilding next to the church, right under the long stairs before the entrance door. Ask my assistant who's in charge there. You'll easily recognize him. He dresses up like he owns the place.
See you later.
Got trouble?
This has to be the stone that hit him. I'll take a piece of it. Maybe someone will recognize it. Can you tell me something about the poor wretch with the broken head?
Yadok, he was a decent person. You could rely on him. He was honest, went to church. Why do you want to know?
Did he have any enemies? Somebody who would want to...
Kill him? You think someone threw that stone block on his head? If you're looking for the culprit, then have a look at the stone.
Who's in charge of the place where the accident happened?
Me. I watch over everything here, and when necessary, I go to see my master. He's kept busy enough with construction of the church.
And are you responsible for checking the stone?
Yes. We tested what load they could handle and how much they crumbled during dressing. But some of them must have been more weathered than we thought.
Where were you when it happened?
I'm not even sure. Somewhere else. I ran over when I heard the screaming, and they were already taking him away.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
No, I didn't. These things happen with great building works. It wasn't the first time, and God forgive me for saying it, but it won't be the last.
God's blessing.
Did you see the accident?
I didn't see it. I was down at the bottom and I heard something rumble and then screams. I ran up and helped to carry him out.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
Like what? A lot of people came down to see what was happening. Even a butcher dripping with blood wouldn't have attracted any attention in that mob. Take care.
God save you.
I heard you found something.
It's true. I dug it up during work. I then ran away with it and got rid of it so the others wouldn't see. But rumours spread anyway.
And what was it that nobody was supposed to see?
What do you think? A demon skull.
Here, on holy ground, in the middle of the monastery.
But it was outside the monastery walls.
Where exactly? Is there anything else there worth seeing?
Nothing but scaffolding. We started digging there to set foundations for extending it.
And are you sure it was a devil's skull?
I know what I saw. I can recognize a human skull, and this one had horns, like the devil. Besides, that thing gave off a diabolical stink.
And where is it now? What did you do with it?
I was taking it down to the river to throw it in, only I dropped it at the top of the slope and it rolled downhill. The devil alone knows where it ended up.
I'll see if I can find it.
May the Lord watch over you.
Let's see what you seek. It looks genuine, but I'm not capable of judging.
Right up. It's a feast for your eyes and your stomachs. It's hard to resist. You'll not find better meat anywhere.
off before I have you thrown out.
What are you doing here?
This is...
Good day to you.
I found this skull. People are saying it's the skull of a demon, but I don't know.
It certainly looks like it, with the horns and all. Well, let's see. Those are deer antlers that someone's fixed to this human skull. It's not a devil, just a bit of devilry.
I'm glad to hear it's not the real thing. Someone must have put it there deliberately, knowing that's where they were due to dig.
And they put a lot of work into it, too. The horns are held on tight, even though it was lying in water. Whoever did this was skilled bugger, and no mistake. Take care now.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
God be with you.
I've got the draper's tinderbox for you.
He who laughs last, laughs loudest. Here's the boots I promised you. Wear them in good health. And now I'll go and get my revenge. Good luck then.
Yeah.
God be with you.
I have a bone for you from the remains of St. Procopius.
Truly? Then show it to me.
Behold.
Ah. Is it really from St. Procopius?
Of course. I'd never try to deceive you that way.
You're right. My God, you're right. Such holiness. I'm in your debt, Henry. How can I repay you?
Thanks, but I don't want anything. I was glad to help.
Truly? Well, thank you.
My pleasure.
And Henry,
Yes?
I just wanted to touch it for luck. If you took something you shouldn't have, I expect you'll put it back. Goodbye.
Whose house is...
God be with you.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Did you see the...
I didn't see it.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
No, I didn't. All I saw was a man with his head caved in, lying trembling.
Did you see the...
I didn't see it. I was down at the bottom and I heard something rumble and then...
Did you notice any...
Well, like what?
Farewell.
I hope I can...
Did you see the...
I didn't see it. I was down at the bottom and I heard something rumble and then scream.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
No, I didn't. All I saw was a man with his head caved in, lying. God be with you.
God be with you.
You saved me. You've no idea what you've done for me. God, thank you.
I didn't do that much.
You did more than anyone else here. I'm sorry, I've got no money to repay you, but I can tell you a secret. How workers like me keep up back-breaking labour day after day.
Would you teach? So, I'd like to hone.
All right, but it. Now, pay. Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God be with you.
I have that cloth for you.
Oh, excellent.
Would you have any work for me?
Yes, I might have.
Do you plan to send me for some, or to rob a brewery?
I want the recipe. The landlord in Ushitz makes a brew that could earn a man a pretty sum of money. You'll go there and pinch his recipe. Although he can't read, he had the scribe write.
I can't see you hanging up your miller's apron and starting to brew beer. But I'll bring you that recipe.
Fine.
I'd like you to teach...
Certainly.
I want to... Well...
God be with you.
Yeah. Jesus. Not as shallow as it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny, fuck. I'll switch you, go.
Yeah! You bat!
Christ.
Much?
Oh, Sacro. He's run off again.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Pay here is... Hey, twat face.
About your brawl with Elias. Your best friend settled the matter.
You're serious?
Absolutely. All you have to do is go to him and promise you'll pay the debt somehow.
We won't forget this. On my honor. Thanks.
How do you like it at the mill, Fritz? Gotta be better than the mines.
It's worse here than at Skalitz. There you could disappear without anyone noticing. But here...
But why would you want to disappear? Nimoy isn't here.
No, he's not. But the local foreman is an even bigger ass.
I'm not sure that's possible.
You better believe it. I'd like to pay him back for everything and drown him in the river.
Drown him? What's he done to you?
It was the first or the second day here. We had a disagreement and I told him off. And then, all of a sudden, we're fighting and that fucker just throws me in the river. I nearly drowned.
Well, how did you get out? I thought you couldn't swim.
I can't. They pulled me out. I was up to my waist in water.
I see. Well, I'd be pretty fucking angry too. So you want to pay him back?
Exactly. I don't give a shit about anything around here, but that bastard's in need of a good trouncing.
What about the others at the mill? Are they awful as well?
The miller's an old fool. He believes every word that comes out of Thomas's mouth. It's hopeless. And then there's the miller's daughter. She's a pretty lass, and kind with it. And what can she do? Nothing. Not that it stops Matthew gonna see her. But it's Thomas who's the root of the problem.
Do you think he's jealous? Is she a sweetheart?
He might make puppy dog eyes at her, but most of the time he just struts about like a peacock. I really don't think she's the problem.
I spoke with him briefly, and he doesn't seem so horrible.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard. And arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play dice with Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Aye, but at the neighbouring mill. They call him the Wren. Damned if I know why. Thomas goes there to play dice with him.
And what do you want to do about it? Do you think you can come to an agreement?
No fucking chance. Matthew hopes so because he likes it here. It's true the work's better than the mines, but the play's worse.
So how do you plan on dealing with it? Leaving?
Perhaps. But first, I want to give Thomas a proper trouncing. I mean a real thrashing.
And you think that will help?
Maybe. Maybe it'll knock some sense into that fat head of his. Or he'll be too frightened to mess with me.
That might help.
So why don't you arrange a fight with him? If we win, he'll leave us alone. Oh, we could...
What?
We could lure him off someplace far away and then wait for him. Maybe to play dice with Lawrence. He would have to go through the dark woods.
I'll think about it. I want to get better at fist fighting.
Certainly.
I want...
You can't...
Well...
Goodbye.
Hey, Henry.
I've heard you don't have it easy here.
So you spoke to Fritz then? I bet that wasn't quite how he put it.
No, not quite. Apart from Thomas's name, the rest was mostly swear words.
I can imagine. I've been hearing the same from him all week. The foreman here is a pain in the arse. He's trying either to wear us to the bone or force us to leave.
Always forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes us too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
And the miller won't stick up for you. I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
Not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And you definitely don't... You don't ever provoke him?
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too, and...
I'd never have guessed he's like that.
Well, get a job here as a hand, and you'll soon see.
And what is...
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything, but his hand only touches the saw when the miller shows up, which isn't that surprising.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So, he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nimoy.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here.
And what do you want to do about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working in a mill, but not with him around. It's unbearable, and there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough. Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
I'm glad. But try not to get on his wrong side. You won't get anywhere with him then.
I'll keep that in mind. I'd like you to teach me...
Certainly.
I want to...
You can't become a master of an...
Well...
Take care.
Hey, there.
Someone there?
Who are you?
I'm back with the incense. Can we begin?
Good. Let's go to the cross in the bedroom. Well, what are you waiting for?
I feel a bit out of my depth. This is my first time.
Now you tell me. Well, get started. You've got the flowers, so it has to work.
Well, here goes. Pater noster quies incarnis sanctificator omen tuum.
Are you sure you're saying that right?
Shh! I mustn't be interrupted. In nominate parties et filiis et spirits etc. Ave Maria gratia plenti dominatrix tecum. Glory be to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. O Lord, may he rest in eternal peace, and may eternal light guide his way. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please God, I can finally sleep in peace at night. Come by tomorrow to see if it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Go and get a light before someone calls a guard on you. I'm honored that you should come to me.
So what do you think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
I heard them say something else.
So they're complaining, are they? I provide for them, and all they do is slack off.
Isn't it the miller who provides for them?
He can't manage the work anymore. If it weren't for me, there'd be nothing left standing around here.
But you need the help anyway, and they're pretty handy.
Maybe, but they're in no danger of overworking themselves. They act like they're too good for the mill, and I saw them eyeing up Jane.
Yeah, nothing strange about that. She's a pretty girl, and she's of an age to marry.
It's not marriage they've got on their minds. They'd have their way with her, then before her belly started to grow, they'd have run for the hills.
Look, we can reach an agreement. You need the mill fixed, they need the money. If they have peace to do their work, they'll be able to finish it faster.
But...
And then they'll take their groschen and leave. The mines will open again, and the faster they get their money, the quicker they'll be gone.
But do you really think I can trust them to do it? Will they do their work and leave? And leave Jane alone in the meantime?
Of course. They're not interested in the mill. They just need the coin to pay their debts. Once they've got enough, they'll have no reason to stay here.
I never thought we could sort it out this way.
I've known them for a long time, and you can rely on them when it comes to this. Everybody will be better off.
All right. If they keep their part of the bargain, I'll even give them a few extra groschen. But woe betide them if they don't. You can tell them that. Take care now.
I heard you're as bad-tempered as a rabid dog, and twice as stupid.
What?
I heard you treat the new workers like shit and don't listen to anyone except yourself.
It's their fault. They're good-for-nothing slackers.
Well,
One more word and...
We need to pick a place for the fight that isn't too public.
That's one thing we can agree about.
You have any idea where we could do it?
There's a place to the north of Ledechko we can go to after sunset.
Good. Above Ledechko, then.
Fine.
Take your pick. There'll be 3 of us, and you can bring 2 of your friends as well, so there'll be more than enough to go around.
Why not? We have a deal then. No trying to get out of it later on.
Agreed.
Take care now.
I'm honored that you... May the Lord watch over you.
Look what I've got for you.
I mean, you? A stupid woman?
Oh, now.
That's the daftest thing I've heard today. I think I will wipe the floor with them. God save you, Henry.
Hey, twat face.
I did it. I arranged to fight him just like you wanted. He had nothing against the idea. He'll bring 2 men, and the 3 of them will wait for us on the hill near Ledechko.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was too much of a coward.
So, how are we going to do it? Should we just meet there?
No. Come and see me towards evening, and then we'll go. Oh, and perhaps you should let Matthew know. Since you...
Take care.
Hey, Henry.
Well, I spoke with...
How did it go? Did you come to an agreement?
No. There's no talking to him.
What will we do now? I suppose we could just leave, but I don't want to as long as there's some coin to be earned here.
Don't go running off just yet. Fritz and I have come up with a plan.
Shit. You want to trounce him, don't you?
We've arranged a fight to decide things. If we win, he'll leave you alone. If we lose, you'll be on your way.
Sacra! Well, I suppose we've got no other choice. There's no talking to that man. But I find it hard to believe he'll just leave us alone, even if we do win. If you say so. See you later.
Glad to fucking...
All right, I'm here.
It's still too early.
See you later.
Hey, what?
All right, I'm here.
It's still too.
Take care.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Theo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Leave me
God's blessings.
Here's the cursed stone that caused so much damage.
It's old and weathered. But this isn't my stone.
What?
Well, this stone isn't from my quarry. See the grain? That's not from the weather. The stone is from somewhere else.
Did you send the last delivery of stone in smaller pieces?
No. Why would we do that? We always deliver it in big blocks. It's easier for us.
That's odd. They told me they were glad you got them smaller pieces, so they had less work to dress it.
But that's not possible.
It seems the stone you sent never arrived, and they got this instead.
Unthinkable. I delivered the last shipment myself because I wanted to exchange a few words with them, and nothing happened along the way.
Then someone must have replaced them on site.
But what would the builders have out of it? To replace it?
I don't think the builders know what happened. Most likely it's someone else who has their fingers in this.
A thief?
save you.
How are the Talmberg folk getting on? Is it peaceful here?
Do you even have to ask? Some poachers have settled in the woods near the inn. A right band of them too, the master. And maybe he could use your help.
Yeah!
I'm glad to see you.
Master Huntsman.
There's always something. You're that Skalitz lad, aren't you?
That'll be me.
Right. I saw you here shortly after the attack. My word, to get away from Talmberg like that, quite remarkable. It's clear you...
I'm listening.
We've been having terrible problems with poachers like Sir Divish's forests. Been finding gutted entrails of deer and rabbit nooses all over the place. But no sign of the bastards who put them there.
And you want me to track down the poachers?
Indeed. Whatever you learn will be useful to me.
Do you suspect anyone?
Well, it's hard to say, but seeing how much harm they're causing, I'd say they're no crofters.
Shouldn't you be dealing with the poachers yourself?
I should, you're quite right. But when I ask the local folk anything, their mouths close up.
Do you think the locals are in on it? I understand. I'll try to find out something about them. Any advice about where to...
Certainly. Ask around the village. And it wouldn't hurt to ask in the inn in the glade, the one on the road towards Neuholm.
That's clear enough. As soon as I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Thanks.
Can you teach me?
Sir.
I'd like...
Well.
Can you help?
Sir.
I want...
Now, take care.
I'd like you to...
Sir.
I want...
Well. God be with you.
God save you.
I'd like to find out about the poachers round here.
I don't know anything about it. But if I were you, I'd speak to Martha, the innkeeper's wife. Good luck then.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Good morning.
I heard you've got a poaching problem in the woods around here.
In the woods and out of them. Not long back the bastards hung a deer's head on the huntsman's house.
That's pretty brazen of them.
Certainly is. Word around the village is that someone wants to shame him till he squirms.
Cutting a deer's head on the huntsman's house sounds pretty risky. Why would anyone do that?
Maybe they want to show that Huntsman Nicholas is no match for them. And they're not wrong. He isn't the man he should be.
Do you think it was someone local?
I really don't know. All sorts of things get said. Hannikin Hare's back if you listen to...
And what about you?
It could be anyone. There's more than one that has it in for Nicholas. And who knows what the neighbors get up to by night.
What's so suspicious about this Thomas?
Just that he was drunk, blabbering about how he was going to bring back venison from the woods.
Tell me something about Hannikin Hare.
He used to be Master Huntsman here a while back. But then Nicholas got him accused of...
What happened between Hare and Nicholas anyway?
Those two didn't get on from the start. And then that business with Margaret really set them at each other. But it all came to a head about 15 years back when Sir Henry of Lifer came.
Sir Hanish's father?
Just so. There was a banquet at the castle in his honor, and in the morning they found one of Sir Henry's men-at-arms in the ditch with his neck broken. Well, Nicholas.
And what happened? And what happened to Hare?
That's just it. No one rightly knows. They put him in the dungeon, but...
So how did Nicholas put the blame on Hare?
Nicholas always had a viper's tongue, and events made it easy for him. That evening there'd been a right falling out between Hare and the guardsmen. Blows were struck. Well, Sir Divish didn't want any ill...
What was going on with Margaret?
Her father promised her to Hannikin, because they seemed a good match. But Nicholas couldn't stomach...
Tell me something about Hannikin Hare.
He used to be Master Huntsman here a while back. But then Nicholas got him...
I want to ask about something else. So why do people think Tom of the Bards is...
Ah, that's just nonsense. He was bragging in the tavern that he'd put on a venison feast for the village girls. Deer for the deers.
Did he?
I doubt it. He's all mouth and no trousers. But if you want to know more, ask my husband, the innkeeper. I wasn't here that evening.
That'll be all.
Take care.
What's that?
Do you want something? Good health to you.
I'd like to find out about the poachers round here who've been stealing game recently.
I don't know any.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted...
I said I don't know any. If you want to know anything, go see Blacksmith's Betty. She saw them feasting in the woods.
Feasting?
That's all I know. But don't worry. She'll took your ear off. God be with you.
What do you need?
I hear there's been trouble with poachers recently.
I don't have time to talk to strangers. Good day to you.
I'm here to find out about the poachers gang, and I need to ask a few questions.
Well, ask away. I don't have all day.
I heard you were yelling in the tavern that you were off to hunt some venison.
Look here. I don't know who you are, but you should watch your mouth.
I will, don't you worry. So what happened then?
What? Nothing. It was just a beer talk. I got pissed and started spouting shit. Didn't mean a word of it.
Maybe not. That remains to be seen. That'll do me.
Good morning.
I'd like to find out...
If you ask me, there's some questions best left unanswered. But go and see Oliver if you did.
I'd like to make...
Uh-huh.
Actually...
God be with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
God's blessings.
I heard there are poachers in the woods round here.
If only if it was just poachers. It's that sorcerer Hare. He's the one who's been running amok. I said he'd be back, and I said he'd be vengeful, and I was right both times.
Tell me something about Hannigan Hare.
Ah, that was all years ago. He turned up here one day. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of Master Huntsman, and Margaret was promised him for his wife. Nobody could have known he was a sorcerer.
And how did his sword...
Well, he was able to vanish into thin air in the forest right in front of folk. And I've heard it said he spoke to animals, too, though I don't know the truth of it.
That doesn't sound very convincing to me.
That's because you've not seen his marksmanship. It wasn't natural, the things he could do with that bow of his. They say he sold his soul for the gift of it.
I see. How did it go with Margaret?
I'm not one to gossip, but she was a flighty lass in her younger years. She could never make up her mind which one she wanted, the Hare or Nicholas. So in the end, fate decided for her.
What do you mean? What happened with Hare?
Oh, that was quite something. And then some on top of it. Sir Henry of Lyco was visiting here at the castle. Of course they found him out. But how did he keep a sorcerer under lock and...
Oh, well. What? Any idea why he murdered the man?
No one knows, and most likely never will. But they...
Was he actually seen killing the guardsman?
I suppose so. Else they'd hardly know who'd...
That's probably true. There is one other thing I want to ask. Tell me something about how...
Ah, that was all years ago. He claimed...
Well... I want to ask...
So ask.
Has anyone actually seen this Hannigan Hare? He seems to exist only as a...
Oh, he exists all right. But he flits around in the forest like a shadow.
Goings on.
Cavorting and raising hell. Sorcery! Hare meets up with his sorcerer's apprentices and they... Or what she was doing there.
Very well. Who does Hare want revenge on?
Master Huntsman Nicholas, of course. When the Hare disappeared.
So Nicholas came out of it well.
That one always knew how to land on his feet.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good health to you.
I'd like to ask you about Hannikin Hare.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
The thing is, every time I spoke to someone about hair, they always ended up talking about you.
But I don't.
You aren't to blame for anything, is that it? Well, I am willing to believe you, but you do know more than you're telling, and I need to hear it.
Very well. You're right. And what would you like to know about hair?
How were things?
There was nothing between us. Hannikin Hare impressed my father with all his talk of noble blood. But I couldn't stand him, and I didn't want to marry him. And then it made no odds after he ran away.
So you didn't want him? I only asked because I've heard differently.
That's village talk. Of course folk gossip. Mostly they just want to hurt Nicholas.
Did Hare really commit the murder?
God in heaven, how should I know? Anyway, it doesn't matter now.
That remains to be seen. That'll be everything. That'll do.
Good luck, then.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I've got a few questions about these poachers.
So ask.
I heard you saw something fishy in the forest.
That's right, I did.
Can you describe what you saw?
It was after dark, I remember that. I went up past the castle along by the clearing, and I saw someone had lit a fire, and there were figures singing and dancing, and I could hear the whistling of a pipe. And I could smell roast meat. It was like a feast of some sort. Only I thought maybe it was some witch's sabbath, so I was afraid to stay too long.
Did you recognize anyone there? Someone from the village, maybe?
No. Like I said, it was dark.
Did you hear any familiar voices?
No. But I heard girls' laughter.
Where is the clearing?
A short walk north of the castle. There's a track past the woodcutter's camp that takes you there.
Thanks. What do you make of this poaching that's been going on?
It's clear as day. Hannikin Hare's that. And putting those antlers on Nicholas is
You mean to say is...
All I'm saying is she might be feeling that...
You're the first who's certain of Hare's return. So far,
Well, now, I wouldn't say I'm completely sure. I suppose some other mischief maker could have done it, but that...
Stop trying to wriggle out of it. Do you realise who I am?
Not really.
But you know who Radzig Cobbler is, right?
Of course.
I'm his right-hand man, and I'm helping the huntsman catch the poacher. So, I'm not someone you should be messing around.
All right, I'll tell you what I know. But promise not to tell Nicholas I said it.
I'll do what I can, let him know what I discover. So, out with it.
It's to do with Margaret, his wife. They say it's all because of her.
Keep going.
I know full well Hare's here, because Margaret admitted as much.
What did she tell you?
That he waited in the woods till she came by and they exchanged some words. Words was all she told me. Who knows what they actually got up to?
And what did they speak about?
I don't know. But if Nicholas knew they'd met, he'd most likely kill her.
You're sure she wasn't saying it in jest?
Oh no. Margaret wouldn't joke about something like that.
You're the first who's certain of Harry's return.
Well now, I wouldn't...
You were singing a different song.
So? Why do you want to know so much anyway?
It's nothing to you, but I'm helping Nicholas unmask that local poaching gang.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. And you also know not to keep anything from me. So...
All right, I'll tell you what I know. But promise not to tell me...
I'll do what I can to keep going.
I know that he waited in the woods till she came by. Oh.
So what's the story?
It was complicated. He wanted her and she wanted...
Who's the...
Hannikin Hare? There was a time he...
So what went on with...
Those two? There was no love lost.
Do you think Hare really...
Who knows the truth of it now? I did find it all a bit, and Margaret never wanted to speak of it.
That's all I...
God be with you.
Are you looking for someone?
Yeah.
Come here, David Dipper.
Answer to my prayer, just when I want to vent my rage.
Look what up, you'll...
Let's see what you can sniff out here. Seek. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Be off now. You don't belong here.
Good health to you.
I'm here to...
Well, ask away.
Blacksmith Betty saw people feasting in the woods, and she says there was a nice smell of venison. What do you know about it?
Nothing. I wasn't there.
And I don't suppose you'll tell me who was?
No, because I wasn't there.
That'll do me.
Good luck, then.
To me.
Yeah. Yeah.
God's blessing.
What do you think about all...
What should I be thinking? If they ever catch them, Sir Divish will have them skinned alive.
Folk retort...
Oh, good Lord. People do like to prattle on. Don't you go believing a word they say.
Do you think Nicholas...
A master huntsman who lets poachers run wild through his woods? He's useless. He couldn't even stop...
Right. Thank you. I've heard Thomas...
So he did. He and Jack Piper were bragging about how they'd make a feast. And a few days later, they did come and buy...
Did they have anything else?
Not really. I told him to shut up, or someone would hear him and there'd be trouble. Nothing. He had more booze in him than the castle cellar. He just hiccuped and slid on...
Do you suppose he...
Hardly. He's nothing but a...
All right. I'd best up.
Feel free to ask, but don't believe half what he says.
And who is the...
Well, he's Tom's best mate. A decent fellow. They call him the...
Where can I find him?
Well, most likely in the quarry. He lends a hand...
Thank you, Ink.
Good luck, then.
Who are you?
God save you.
I need to ask you something about the poachers.
What? Me? Why me, for Christ's sake?
Some folk had themselves a feast in the woods recently, and the people who passed by told me they heard a piper playing. You weren't by any chance there, were you?
I was. I don't deny it. But nothing disreputable went on there.
Now listen up, laddie. I don't have time for your nonsense. This whole escapade stinks of poaching a mile off. So you better start talking.
But I'm not a poacher.
I didn't ask you that. I asked what you know about it.
Well, the thing is, if I did know something and told you, the word might get round that I'm a snitch.
If you don't talk, the word might get round that you've got broken legs. Understand?
All right. Yes. There was venison being eaten, but I didn't bring it. Thomas brought that there.
So all that bragging when he was drunk was more than just hot air?
I don't know where the deer came from. After what happened in the tavern, Tom took me to the forest to this hide there. But I was too worried someone would catch us, and I took off.
You did yourself a favour. Thomas isn't going to get away with this.
Take care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here to find out.
Well, ask away.
Jake swore to me that you dragged a stag to the feast. So out with it.
I'm telling you, I wasn't there.
Right, that's it. Either you tell me the whole truth now, or I swear to God I'll knock it out of you.
All right. But promise me you won't drag me into anything.
Speak up and who knows? I might put in a word for you.
All right. The truth is I did drag a deer carcass there, but I didn't do the shooting. I was given it.
That's a likely story.
Honestly, not a word of a lie. I caught the poacher just as he was skinning it.
And who might that be?
I don't know.
If you don't tell me who it was, I've no reason to believe that story of yours.
Fine. Fine. He's one of the charcoal men. I've seen him taking the charcoal to the forge. His name is Radan.
There are plenty of charcoal burners around here.
He came from the charcoal piles south of here. If you follow the creek upstream, you can't miss them.
Well, you better pray I find him, because if you've been lying to me, I'll go straight to the castle. Understood?
I'm telling the truth, I swear. I'm sure you'll find him there.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
trouble here. God be with you.
I'd like to ask...
I'm sorry.
Listen, I know the hare is here, and I know you spoke with him. And if you don't want your husband to find out, you better start talking.
Wait! You can't say something like that to Nicholas. God knows what he'd do.
It's in your hands whether I tell him or not.
All right, all right. What do you want to know?
What did you talk about in the woods with Hannikin Hare?
I see Betty's mouth's been busy.
Don't blame her. I had to work hard to weasel it out of her. Now tell me.
Oh, all right. Well, it seems Hannikin Hare's exile has addled his brain. He told me he'd go off with me, that he still loves me and nonsense like that.
And what about you?
What do you mean? I was so shocked.
Is that all he told you?
He said if I change my mind, I'm to hang a garland of forget-me-nots on the house and wait for him at that place.
Where was it?
I wish I could tell you. The whole thing was like a fever dream. I almost got lost.
I want you to hang that garland on...
But I don't want to go anywhere with him.
You don't have to go anywhere. But tell me, where's that secret meeting place of yours?
On the way to Ujits. Back then, we used to meet by the great big beech tree, right next to the wayside shrine. There's a lovely view there, you see.
And what time will he be waiting there for you?
At dawn. What are you going to do to Hare?
Never you mind. The main thing is it will all get sorted out. And that's all that matters, isn't it?
I suppose so. Very well, then. I'll hang the garland for you.
That'll be everything.
May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me. Yeah.
I'm guessing Nicholas won't be joining us. Who the devil are you?
I thought you wanted to meet up with Margaret.
Fortunately, I'm not that much of a fool anymore. I was hoping I'd tempt Nicholas out of his lair. But let's get to the point. Who are you? And what are you doing here?
My name is Henry. and I work for the Master Huntsman.
So are you going to arrest me?
I am.
All I ask is that you listen to me first.
Why should I listen to you?
Because if you care about justice, you're after the wrong man.
Anyone can say that.
And that's precisely why the accused should get a proper hearing.
Let me guess. You're going to tell me you're innocent?
I wouldn't presume. I've been poaching on the Divish estate, and I'll take the punishment I deserve. But the crime I was nearly strung up for, that one I didn't commit.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Hanakin Hare of Zalush.
The nobleman?
I used to be. My house became sadly impoverished, and I became the master huntsman at Talmberg.
Gamekeeper turned poacher? I see. That's quite a transformation.
Nicholas gave me no choice.
What happened to your family?
My father lost his influential friends and the money with them. After his death, I inherited only his debts. There was nothing for it but to sell off all our possessions, see to my sister's welfare, and manage as best I could.
That sounds a rough deal.
Believe it or not, I never cared for the life of a nobleman. I spent my youth running.
What happened between you and Nicholas?
I was falsely accused of murder. Henry of Lipa visited Talmberg, and the morning after the banquet in his honor, one of his men was found dead.
And didn't they have any cause to suspect you?
That's just it. They did. At the banquet, I got into a fight with the man.
I know Sir Hanish of Lipa. Was Sir Henry his father?
Indeed. He was on his way to Ratai to take charge of the fiefdom for young Sir Hans Capon.
Why did you get into a fight with him?
The fall of the House of Zalush was the work of the Lords of Lipa, and that fellow took great delight in reminding me of it.
And then what?
Nicholas began to pull strings. Several people came forward as witnesses to say they saw me with the fellow later that night.
Why would he have done that?
He wanted rid of me. We were both in love with the same lass, you see, and Margaret is his wife today. But back then, there was no question which of the two of us would win her. I was the huntsman of noble blood, and Nicholas was just plain Nick. Her father's preference was clear.
Do you know who did kill the man?
No. He was found in a ditch with his neck broken. He could have tripped and fallen, all on his own.
And that never occurred to anyone?
It did. But some people swore they'd seen us jostling on the drawbridge. Of course, that was Nicholas's work.
What did Margaret think of you?
She took me for a fool. She only had eyes for Nicholas, but I didn't see it then. In the end, she could have saved me.
How?
She could have told the truth. After the banquet, I was with her. But when they asked her, she said she hadn't seen me that night.
How did you get out of it?
What leads you to imagine I did?
Your head's still on your shoulders, so you must have escaped somehow.
I'm alive. But my name and my family's name has been dragged through the mud. For me, that's worse than the sentence waiting for me.
If you say so. But you still managed to get away.
Well, it's true. I had the good...
An interesting story.
I can't complain of boredom. The question is, will anyone believe me?
And how did it happen?
It's a long...
I've got time to listen.
All right. But for you to understand, I have to start from the beginning. My house became sadly impoverished.
Gamekeeper turned poacher.
Nicholas...
What?
And then
Nicholas began to pull strings.
what?
What? Well...
From the Talmberg dungeon?
It's not too hard when the lord of the castle himself helped.
So, Divish set you free?
He couldn't offend Henry, so he had to lock me up. But he trusted me. We were friends, after all. And that was the end of it.
Even if I believed you, there's no proof. It all happened a long time ago.
I know. But if I didn't believe in my own innocence, I'd have to be crazy to have done what I did.
Why?
If I truly were guilty, why would I risk coming back to Bohemia? I could have died in peace as a rich man in the pay of the Jagiellonians. Only a fool would come.
Nicholas took everything you had, regardless of your guilt or innocence. I'd say you have more than enough cause to want revenge.
I'm not like him. Anyway, you're right. I don't have any proof of my innocence. All I can give you...
Nah, words are cheap. You're coming with me.
Then I'm afraid you don't give me any choice.
Oh dear, did that hurt? Kurva fix. Take that. God damn! You. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I got hair.
And where is he?
I last saw him lying down in the forest.
Are you saying you killed him?
There was no other way. I'm just glad I got out in one piece.
Ah, well, I'd rather have had him alive, but what's to be done? But I can't be sure it was really hair, unless you have some proof. he had an heirloom, a signet ring. That would prove it.
I have it here.
It's his, all right. Hard to believe the legendary Hanukkah hair is gone to his maker. Anyway, I do know how to show my gratitude. Here's your reward, and stop by any time you need to. You'll always find work here.
Thanks. I'd like you... I want to... Well...
Greetings. God be with you.
That sounded right.
What the hell was that?
Hey, is someone there?
God watch. Goodbye.
Look what I've...
To me? Yeah.
So, did it work?
Oh, you're here, are you? You're lucky I didn't have to get you myself. No, it didn't work.
So you're saying I won't get my reward?
You get paid for results, my dear, and I haven't seen any yet. At least now I know that old wives' law doesn't help. Go and see Apothecary Coniash in Ratai. I hear...
Have you tried drinking a poppy decoction? I could prepare one for you.
Do you honestly think I haven't tried that? Well, I have, and it doesn't work.
Fine. I'll go and see the apothecary. Hopefully we'll come up with something that works.
How are you, Henry? Jesus, what are you...
I'd like you...
Sir.
Well.
Good luck, then. Hey!
All right, I'm here.
So let's get... God be with you.
Look, you're not a stupid woman, and I'm not the brightest.
Look out. Hey, Henry's come to see us. Hey! God be with you.
Nice to see such a good turnout. The more the merrier.
Arsehole. You won't think it's so funny in a minute.
I think you're fucking hilarious.
Enough horseshit. I didn't come here for a chat.
Just as well. You're not much of a conversationalist.
Are we gonna get on with this anytime soon?
Let's do it, Dopici!
Looking for more.
That's that then.
Do you think it will be enough?
He definitely looked like he'd had enough.
True. You'll either stop or make life hell on earth for us.
So, anything else you need from me?
No. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. What are friends for?
You forgot something.
Of course. You're right. Here's something on the side, Henry.
Ah, there's no need for that. I did it out of friendship. You can spend the coin on drinks at the tavern.
Thanks. You're a real friend.
We really are in your debt now.
Come here, you fucker, raw punching gob. You call that combat? Blood will get them. Here!
Go weak at the knees of you!
great.
Take that.
You'll get one more!
Damn it, I wish I was able to swim.
What the fuck are you looking for here? Oh, come here, Lily Liver.
Oh, got to be kidding. God damn!
You must.
Oh,
Christ.
yeah, yeah.
Look what I've got. You'll...
To me. Yeah.
God be with you.
Has anything else?
I can think of a couple of things. When we were extending the scaffolding, they dug up a human skull by...
A skull with horns?
I don't know. I did...
What about the second thing?
One of our...
And that's unusual?
Somewhat. Usually, if someone runs away, they take things with them. But he left everything here.
I looked around, and the stone that fell on that man is different from the rest.
Yes, it's very poor. But we have to work with what we've got. We didn't have anything else, and we couldn't...
That's not what I meant. It's not the same kind of stone that came from Talmberg. Someone must have switched it.
But why would anyone do that?
Well, maybe he was stealing new stone and replacing it with old stuff. Or to sabotage the construction, I don't know.
But the carriage never moved. It rained a lot and we couldn't get any work done, or we'd have been up to our ankles in mud.
So, someone had to take it out without being seen?
That huge piece of rock. It would take a few strong men to shift something that size. I know you're trying to help.
The skull is a fake. Someone fixed...
But where would they get a human skull?
Maybe to frighten the workers?
But that wouldn't help anyone. It had to be some idiot like... An idiot who was nearly responsible. Good luck, then.